Greetings and salutations. Happy Monday. Charlton 66 here once again with the video. I know it's a long time coming, but I've been doing the live stream with Graphic Man. We're taking a break for a couple of weeks. However, I was supposed to go on Thursday, Thanksgiving, and hosted by Gratu Orloff, but I couldn't make it. But I'm here. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving, good holiday. Mine was nice and quiet, which is really good. Did a couple things. Went to a comic show. Let's see, weekend, the 21st, 22nd, whatever that weekend was, that Sunday. I went to a local show. Picked up two cool things, actually three cool things. One was really cool. I was very happy to find it. They're not readily available in the wild. I know you can go on eBay and click and have them, but this was great to find. Anyway, one of the things I picked up at the show, which I paid for at the Baltimore Con, the dealer didn't have it with him, but it was a certified graded book. So, and I trust the dealer anyway, even if it wasn't graded. This is a great dealer. Highly recommend him. He knows his books. But this book had my name all over it, really. It's a Charlton. Again, I got it. It's graded, but as soon as I get my e-Gerber from e-Gerber, my lights and halfbacks, I'm gonna crack these things out on YouTube and have them available and have them in Mylar and be able to read them. But right now, until I get them, I'm keeping it slab. Marvels of Science #1. This is a Charlton book, believe it or not. It's a great cover. I love the train and just everything about the time period. This is from 346. Has Sid Green artwork in it, Atom Bomb story, but it's more science. Obviously, Marvels of Science, but it's not a comic book with heroes and stuff in it, but it's a informative comic book that people cared about things like this back then. I actually had a comic book for it. This was considered the first Charlton comic, but there was a dispute, and obviously it's not. This led to a discussion on Instagram, which I'll go over in a few, about what's the first Charlton comic book in a dispute, which now I think I've got the first Charlton comic book, and it's not Zoo Funnies, but I'll get to that in a moment. But it's Marvels of Science 1, 5.5, cream to off-white pages, which is it's just a phenomenal book. I think there are 3 issues with this. Of course, I'm going to get all 3. I'm going to complete my Charlton books, and that's on the road to completion, is getting these books. So, Marvels of Science #1, which I knew I was going to pick this up because he's a local dealer, and we had talked at the Baltimore show about getting this book. So I knew what I was going to get. So I was looking around at the show. The local cons are great. And we're fortunate in this area that I live in that we do have, local cons. Almost one every month, if not 2, that we can go to. This one was really crowded. It was a small venue, which had a lot of just dealers. It's just strictly dealers. None of the, stuff that goes along with conventions. This is straight dealers, which was great. But a lot of newer stuff, and again, I'm not into the newer stuff. And I don't know who sets the prices on this stuff. I just see modern stuff. You can buy a Golden Age book for the price of some of this modern stuff and still have money left over. I don't understand it. I don't follow the market on this newer modern stuff. But everyone likes to throw out rare and key issues. Look, I'm so tired of hearing that. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting someone saying, "Oh, this is a key." It's subjective. I understand that. A key for what? I mean, who cares if it's, this is where Wonder Woman stubbed her toe, the very first. Who cares? But people, it's getting to that point where they're finding the littlest little, and I've talked about this before on my channel. I'm off I'm off on a tangent here, I know, but the little minute things that happen to comic book, people will say it's a key, and it's not. I'm sorry to say it, it's not. Unless it's a very, to me, unless it's a very drastic change to a character or a major new character or something like that. But this little minute stuff of people who they don't care, never heard about, but they'll throw it on the book, slab it, and say it's $950, which for a new book I think is just outrageous. This scarcity is not there. It's not a key. Anyway, I'm off on a tangent. I digress. On to good stuff. So I got the Marvels of Science, which I was very happy with. So I'm looking around at the show, soaking in everything. You know how it is when you go to a Comic-Con. So I'm a big Smiling Jack fan, which most people, well, a lot of people who watch my channel know who Smiling Jack is or are aware of Smiling Jack. He's an aviator character that appeared in the comic strip. Dell reprinted the strips, new covers, but it's got reprinted strips from, I think it's the Chicago Tribune, I think. Ran his strip, and I think that's where it came from. I don't know the exact origin of where the strips come from, but it's a great strip. I love the character. It's fun. So his early appearances were in 4-color from Dell. One of the earlier 4-colors was the first, I think, Dell color number 4-color number 5, I think, was his very first time appearing in 4-color. Then Popular Comics, Big Little Books. He's everywhere. There's even a movie serial with Smiling Jack. So I'm at this dealer. I know him. He's a good dude. Going through his stuff, going through the older books. Lo and behold, I'm very happy to find this. Most people are going to like roll their eyes. But this is 4-color, number 4, 1941. My man Smiling Jack. Got up for a song. It's great stuff. Check out the chicks checking out Smiling Jack there. He's got his plane. They know where it's at with Smiling Jack. So it's a very cool cover. 1941. It presents well. It's got a spine roll, but other than that, I think it's great. I got it for a good price. Again, early 4-color to boot, and Smiling Jack and some other features are in this book. So I'm very happy to have that. Again, I've got my new Mylar, so I haven't been able to replace this yet, but I'm going to at some point whenever the bags and boards come in. I do strictly Mylar now. I'm not trying to be an elitist by any stretch of the imagination, but anyone who's collected as long as some of us has, replacing bags and boards every 5 years gets very old. Get your Mylars, get your halfbacks, fullbacks, whatever you want to use. They'll outlive you. So that's the plan. My hardcore collection, with the exception of a bunch of books that I got recently from Baltimore and some other shows that I've not been able to do anything with because of the shortage of bags and boards, will be bagged and boarded in Mylars. So that's that. Another thing I picked up was, again, I read this, so I took it out of the bag and board. I didn't put it back in the bag because the bag was ratty. So, but it's Fantastic Four King Size Special, number 5. The first appearance of Psychoman, which I like that villain a lot. I think he's neat. He's quirky, and I like that a lot. So I got this for nothing, believe it or not. But this presents really, really well. Great story, great design for a bad guy. You know, classic Kirby, great stuff there. So I picked that up, and along with that, they released this really cool figure of Psychoman. Got his tablet there. I took him out of the package. The package is retro. They did it like from the 90s. It's got the design. I got it on my Instagram page if anybody wants to see it, him in his package before I took him out. But he's just pretty cool, man. He's just got his tablet going on. Looks just like the design. And these are away from the body, which I think is very, very cool. They're not part of the sculpt. They actually come away from his body, which I think is very, very neat. Yeah, they come out. The package looks like it's from the 90s, like a Toy Biz package. It looks very, very cool, but I had to take them out. They also have a High Evolutionary one coming. I don't know if it's already out or it's coming out, which I'd love to have. So I got that. Christmas time's here. Big time radio fan, old time radio. So from Radio Spirits, which I recommend anyone who's into old time radio or likes to listen to old time radio. It's on Sirius XM, but if you want your own, listen to them whenever you want. RadioSpirits.com is phenomenal. They got good deals, free shipping on some deals. Got percent, they take percentages off, depending on what you get. But my wife and I love the radio shows. We listen to them all the time, and so it's got the great Christmas radio shows. You got a lot of stars, a lot of different shows on this. There's 10 discs here, so it's 10 hours with the old time radio show Christmas old time radio. If people dig it, they like it. It gets you in the spirit because they talk about stuff that is long gone. The idea of Christmas and what Christmas is about, and the stories are, there's sitcoms, there's comedies, there's dramas, there's mysteries, there's westerns on here, and of course they center around Christmas. But it's fun stuff. So this is great radio Christmas. You've got Dragnet, Jack Benny, Burns and Allen, Father Knows Best, The Whistler, Suspense, Great Gildersleeve, Jimmy Durante Show, and more. So it's good stuff. Check it out if you can. Listen to old time radio. It really, particularly in the holidays, it really gets you into the spirit. Another thing I got, which is very cool, is anyone who's familiar with James Bama and his portrait, his rendition of Doc Savage on the paperback covers, back then in the 70s, you only would get a spattering of information. You had to look for it. You didn't have the internet, obviously. All you had was fanzines, word of mouth, people telling you things that they picked up from someplace else. But the model that was used for Doc Savage for the James Bama covers and other things, and Steve Holland did other things, but it's Steve Holland that was a model. And they put out this great book, Michael Stratford, called Steve Holland, The Torn Shirt Sessions. So anyone who knows about Doc Savage, he's always got a torn shirt, his jodhpurs, pith helmet, his boots and everything else. But this is the book, it's phenomenal for anyone who's into art. Doc Savage, the pulps, photography, of course Doc Savage again. But this is the book to have, and it illustrates how he was used to illustrate Doc Savage. So you got the cover and the model picture that was used, and they represent and they show. Here's one from the Monsters that was used as from the Monsters from the Bama book, but it'll show you the model and then Steve Holland's portrayal and then the painting. They have a whole bunch in here like this, which is very cool. The Man Who Shook the Earth. It's such a great title. So this was pretty neat. It's got some text in here on Steve Holland, extra pictures of Steve Holland as Doc Savage. And anyone who's a fan of the books, if a fan of Bama, can recognize those poses and know where it came from. Like I said, back when I was a kid, I was first getting Doc Savage books. Of course, James Bama is the Doc I grew up with, but we all know Walter Baumhofer, who did his rendition of Doc, is quite different than what James Bama presented to the public. And that's, James Bama is it's polarized, it's iconic, that's going to be Doc Savage forever. And, Bama doing it, Steve Holland, of course, was the model. Okay, enough about that book, but I highly recommend it. Stuart, I can't pronounce his last name, it's Ng. I don't know how to pronounce, but it's from Stuart Ng Books, Stuart Ng. It's on my Instagram page. So folks who want to check it out, because I put where I got it from. This is I mean, this is just iconic. More about this. I just can't get enough of this book. I mean, that's Doc Savage. Pretty cool. So, did pick that up. Had that for a while. I know I put it on my Instagram. I don't know if I talked about it here or not. But it's highly recommended, like I said. And we're lucky this day and age to have stuff available to us that we couldn't have back when we first started collecting. You know, radio shows. I remember buying them on cassettes and records. That's the only way you can get radio shows. Now they're online. They're on YouTube. They're on. You can buy. They're on XM Radio. You can buy them from Radio Spirits. That's all Radio Spirits does and sells, other than older movies, is radio shows. That's their bread and butter. You know, serials that we're able to watch now. Black Hawk, you know, Captain Marvel, Captain America, Shazam, all those characters, Captain America, and the Batman serials and the Phantom. That was not available. We'd have to go to conventions, and they would show them on 8mm reels that they would set time aside. At the convention, you'd go to a little dark room, and the serial or the Western or whatever adventure show would be playing. That's how you got that information back then. Now it's at your fingertips, and we're very lucky in that aspect. But on the same token, I think we get spoiled because it's so really available. It's like gimme, and it's like it's never enough. You know, I remember as a kid, I'd buy one radio show and I would listen to that till the tape wore out or the record wore out. Nowadays, I'm just like I just buy the CDs, and just listen to radio shows and I have so many, I have hundreds of them now. But you know, it is what it is. But it's fun, and we're lucky to be in this world now, in this hobby where things, notwithstanding recent comics, because they're in the toilet, but you know, as far as what we can do in fandom, it's limitless now. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about Charlton. There was a discussion that came up on Instagram on my post with the Marvels of Science #1. I've got my little note here because I can't remember the person I had a discussion with, which was a great discussion. I mean, there was no negative things about it, but he shed some light, or she, I don't know. It's Human Host on Instagram. It's Human Host on Instagram. Brought up to the point where I had said that in my post, I had said that Marvels of Science 1 was thought about years ago as being the first Charlton. Overstreet Price Guide says that Zoo Funnies 101 is the first Charlton. And that's dated, 1145 as being the first Charlton. Well, It's Human Host, It's Human Host said, wait a minute, because I mentioned it in my post that Zoo Funnies was the first Charlton. He said no. He or she, whoever It's Human Host is, said no. Doesn't that belong to Yellow Jacket #1? And I was like thinking, wow, that's true. My copy right here, 944, September of 1944 of Yellow Jacket. This is the first issue. So this predates the Zoo Funnies. This clearly says Charlton Comics on the but I also have seen it say, what's the guy's name? Frank Kumale, Communale, Publishing Incorporated. Well, according to It's Human Host on Instagram, Charlton Arrow on their Facebook page says without any reservation that Yellow Jacket is indeed the first Charlton comic. And Charlton Arrow knows what's going on. They know the history of Charlton. They publish Charlton stuff all the time. They're in the know, basically. So if they say it, that's good enough for me. Even when it says Charlton, I have seen it said Frank Communale, Communale, how do you say his last name? Publishing. So until I get my bags and boards, I'm going to crack this open. Hopefully it says something about Charlton or Derby, Connecticut. And if it says anything about Derby, Connecticut, I know it's a Charlton, and so we're good to go, saying this is the first Charlton. So I'm very happy to say, rise of right now, I'm saying, Charlton Arrow is saying, and its human host, we're all in agreement that Yellow Jacket 1 is the first Charlton comic book. If anyone out there knows anything different, has a different book, has a different take on it, has a different time frame, please let me know. It'd be great. But the discussion was really, really good. It really shed some light on, because I've been looking for that Zoo Funnies, not because it's the first Charlton, because of course I need it for my Charlton collection, but it'd be nice to have the first Charlton. But now I think I do, I believe I do, with Yellow Jacket #1. So that's that. And I hope, you know, the Frank Comunale, Comunale, once again, I don't know how to say that last name. Publishing. If it's out of Derby, it's Charlton. So that is that. Nothing else really going on. We ran 21 minutes, going to hit in 21 and a half minutes. So hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your books. Hope everyone, I know off of YouTube, everyone's enjoying the Black Friday sales, the comic book sales. The comic book stores are having good sales and everything else, which is great. I went to the show, so that was good enough for me at the moment. And again, got to show the Smiling Jack one more time. Very happy to have this. Very cool book. Again, the spine roll is there, but it's, you know, it's intact. It's complete. 4-color #4, man. It's stunning, man. Love it. Love it. You guys take care. I probably won't be on again until after Christmas, probably, unless the 4-color fossils on Graphic Man's page. We'll do something before then, and I'll be on that. But for my channel, I probably won't be on until after December. Discuss Christmas and, you know, what good books people got for Christmas. So everyone have a good holiday. Everyone take care. Thanks for viewing and subscribing. Please leave comments. Let me know what you guys think and all that kind of good stuff. And thanks to everyone who does do that. I appreciate it. Thanks and take care, guys.